Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Brickstop Live Show with Jason. I am the Brickstop online, and we have Jim with Retro Space Coats as co-host per usual.
How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Well, good, man. Yeah, just busy days marking.
Sweet. Yeah. So, Merry Christmas. You had a good one.
Yeah, it was lovely. Thanks, mate. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody in the chat and listening in future in post. Yeah, it was a lovely Christmas. Very chilled. I'd say very chilled. I've been kind of busy with the little one, making sure he has a chilled, nice one.
Totally.
But yeah, today has been lovely. Today's been the first proper day I've been able to kick back and concentrate on nothing but Lego and drinking brews. So
nice.
That is a win.
Right on. Yeah. So we're kind of in the weird space between Christmas and New Year's. Everybody's kind of floating around. Fair warning, I have the kids downstairs. Wife's back at work, but we got winter break still happening. So we'll see if we can get through this without too many interruptions.
Sure.
So we got a couple people joining us now. We've got Michael DeSouza Cruz. He came in early, so he gets the worm. James Westman, Trick Bricks jumping in as well. So it's good to see you guys. Howdy, fellas.
The crew.
Yep, the crew is filtering in here. Most underrated pirate faction, says
it is.
James. Yeah.
Very
yeah. Happy New Year for people who are going to be having that. Everybody next couple of days here. Because I guess our next show will be after in the new year, I suppose. So that'll be kind of interesting. But yeah, all that to say, we're doing Armada this time. I don't have a slide for our next week's show either, so we'll have to do another one of those surprise shows.
Surprise!
But yeah, we decided to do Armada. It was kind of an easier, show to put together. It's a small sub theme. With all the Christmas stuff happening, we wanted to just make it kind of a simple show to talk about. Honestly, one of my favorite pirate sub themes of all time, the Armada. So we pulled this image here, which is one of the posters. I think there was an actual full poster, but this was also present in some of the promotional catalogs. Now, you said, Retro, you said you did have this in the UK. This was not.
Yeah. This was no. We had it. I had both the sets. I had the outpost and the flagship that we'll look at shortly. Had both of them. Actually, they were quite affordable at the time. So they were a bit more accessible than some of the bigger ships. So yeah, I had pretty much had this entire wave. I probably had the battle pack as well.
Nice.
Definitely remember having the chrome breastplate at the time and that being quite the funky part, and noticing the difference in mold from the normal castle one that we've been used to before. It was definitely about back in the day, and pretty accessible and reasonably priced, as I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Because I consider this faction the Dark Forest of pirates.
That's pretty accurate.
As far as just the vibe and the release, the rollout of it and everything like that.
Certainly, looking back in retrospect and what they've become, they're very comparable to that.
Yeah, even down to like some of the sets they appear in having similar base plates and things like that. But which we'll get into a little later. But yeah, I was just curious if it was a limited release like the Dark Forest, but it's not. I'm glad you were able to get your hands on this. I mean, some of the parts, the chrome breastplate is one of the best Lego pieces ever made.
It's brilliant.
I don't think that's an objective fact. I don't think.
Excuse me.
I don't think you can argue with that. But the helmets look amazing as well. I guess they aren't currently in production, but the helmets aren't terribly hard to get a hold of.
No, I think there was a lot of those helmets in other sets, even in divers sets and different sets that weren't necessarily related to this faction, so they do show up a lot.
Yeah, and there was even a reddish brown variant for a Star Wars set, which I would love to get a little Ziploc baggie full of the reddish brown ones.
Oh, for sure.
just to have the hat in a different color.
I believe there's a metallic gold one for the Conquistador.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's it's like is that what it's called?
Gold?
Metallic gold?
Oh,
It's not, because it's not chrome.
It's not chrome. No, it's the one down above pearl and below
Right.
chrome, and I think it's called metallic.
I think you're right. Yeah, that one came in the CMF Conquistador series, which I forgot to pull in here. That would have been a good call. I don't have a slide of that little guy, but he was technically part of that series, or the series. So let's see. I mean, as far as the set release goes, I mean, we're looking at very little to nothing.
$3.
Yeah. I know, right? When I pulled these sets up, I was like, I thought there was in the back of my head, I thought there was another one. Like there's like a ship, a little port, and where's the other one? And Bricklink has this little pirate crew, skeleton crew here listed as an Armada set.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm not sure why, because the pirate there is not Armada.
I'm sure he's not,
as far as I know. And the skeleton guy, if you're going to count
the dead Armada,
yeah, if you're going to count all the dead Armada, then you're going to pull in the little volcano and like a bunch of other sets that have skeletons of Armada in them. So I don't know why but I put it up here just to have more, stuff to look at.
No, for sure. No, it also gives a bit of context with what kind of came out in those waves at the time. But like you say, yeah, if you were going to include them all, I'm pretty sure there'd even be a divers set in there somewhere, because there's quite a lot of helmets with skeletons turning up. But these are the main ones. I think really, they boil down to two sets: the Armada, the little outpost, and the ship. And then if you want to count the battle pack for the minifigures, and it does have that chrome breastplate, so that would have been a great army builder. And weirdly, OG Redbeard. So by this time in Pirates, we've gone from OG Redbeard to kind of Ironhook being the captain in focus, then back to Redbeard again, which is interesting. Which I think plays into that interesting lore. Not to tangent too far, but that Ironhook and Redbeard, obviously different characters and maybe related, maybe not, but they maybe aren't necessarily on the same team.
Right. No, you're absolutely correct. That is, well, it's not a tangent really, because it is part of the pirate lore here, and we're pulling it in. This is 1996 is when this released, and we're coming towards the end of what I consider the golden age of, honestly, Lego, Castle, and Pirate. But it is interesting. I would have expected Ironhook to show up in this battle pack, not Redbeard.
Yes.
Because his counterpart, the little guy with the blue coat in the background, crossing swords with the Armada guy.
Yeah.
Like
he's updated.
Right. He's part of that. So he's part of the more newer, the newer figs that were coming out towards the end there.
Mixing it up a bit, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I guess Redbeard was on his Redbeard runner, though. I mean, and that was the same time frame as the Armada, or at least towards the
he's
right around the same. So.
He suits. It's just that's where he is. That's where when they bought this wave out, they had the Redbeard runner with him. But it was just interesting because we had that little diversion in '94. With the Renegade runner. Always get the two mixed up. The Renegade runner having, of course, Ironhook as the captain.
Yeah. Triprick said he had to buy the breastplate to complete the Pirates' Perilous Pitfall. It was a painful purchase. Yeah, it's a little pricey these days. I've got a few of them. There, the breastplate did pop over into Knights Kingdom 1, and it may have shown up somewhere else as well. But it's hard to get a hold of it.
They are hard to get a hold of. The one or two that I've got are like all the chrome's worn off. You can get people that chrome reel the old style armor, and you can kind of get away with that in a pinch.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's nothing quite like that breastplate. It's a really cool mold too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'll have to hit up the Bricklink for the helmet, says Michael D'Souza Cruz. Bricklink, Brickall, eBay. I mean, I bought like a whole Ziploc of them, I think, on eBay, or no, it was at a convention. They actually show up in the hat bins at conventions pretty regularly.
That's
not really too hard to get my hands on those. I've got enough of them for now, I think. But so real quick, this was the second Lego set I ever owned. Was the Armada outpost, a little dock here. I can't remember exactly the name of it. Was it Armada Outpost? It might have been.
I think it was the outpost. Yeah.
Yeah, the little green doors. And
didn't you get this on the same day as the Royal Knight's carriage?
I did, yeah, because I got this. My parents got me this for my birthday, and then I got a little bit of birthday money, and I went and bought Royal Knight's carriage, and I believe I bought the King on the Horse too.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, the little box set. It was just the horse.
That's a great first haul of stuff.
Yeah. And the previous Lego set I had before that was the tiniest, smallest Ice Planet set from the cereal box.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome. Chrome in every set.
The
King's crown, sword. The coins, and the sword.
I just thought that was how Lego was back then.
Yeah, well, it was.
Every single set just full of chrome goodness.
Yeah, I think like it's a weird time, isn't it? This the blocky parts things in a little bit by this point, and so some of the build-up texture is a bit different than what you might be used to on maybe the OG Black Seas Barracuda. But then you don't get as many parts, but you do get really interesting parts. Like you get those curved railings in green, and you kind of get this alternate sail. Mast that we haven't had before with some extra studs on the side and stuff. So, and not to mention the really funky white and blue base plate for the hull for the boat. So you do get the green doors, of course. What am I saying? I can't believe I've missed those out. Those are a real staple love of mine. The green castle doors, fantastic.
Green doors. I mean, we didn't know what we had. We didn't know they would be limited and hard to get a hold of. The green base for the cannon, obviously, is a kind of a beautiful piece. Very sparse with figs. I mean, this little guy standing in the green doorway, he's the main character.
Yeah.
As far as how much he appears in all of the sets. But you do get the green guy, I guess, in 2 sets as well. At least I think he's the main character because I think he shows up more than once. He does. He will show some sets where he comes in. So he is more popular than the rest of the 2. I think the red one might be the most rare. The red with the breastplate.
Yes, yeah,
he's got a very unique print underneath that breastplate.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then the chap with the green torso is really nice. And his head print is like really, really nice face print. If you've got like a pretty good copy, like a clear one, it's a really nice facial print.
We'd see if we can pull you up here. Let's see if we can get the close up. See if it'll give it to us here. Oh yeah. Well, it's a little. You could pull back just a little bit there. There you go. Kinda. I can see it. I don't know if other people can see it, but that's the print for that guy.
Yeah, it's a really nice minifig.
Yes, I love all the Armada figs. I love all the prints, the face prints. It's really good stuff.
Really intricate, like not really nice designs.
Yeah, the cloth flag with the crown and the anchor, and then the beautiful coat of arms on the sail of this ship just makes it one of the best.
Oh, for sure.
It's also about the scale of the first Imperial flagship, the Redcoats one. It's close to the same size as that ship. Anyway, so these are the release. Really just 2. If you want to get crazy, you can add the Skeleton Crew and the Battle Pack. Bricklink doesn't even add, or Bricklink, sorry, Brickset doesn't even add this Battle Pack in the Armada.
Really?
Which is crazy to me because, I mean, it's half Armada. So
yeah, it really is.
So I figured before we get into any of the mocks that we've designed and stuff that we've messed around with, we're going to look at some of the other sets that include the Armada, and then I added a bunch of skeletons in the corner here for people.
They come out
because the skeletons show up everywhere.
The unlucky Armada.
Yeah. So that is actually if you want my take on some of the Armada and the ways of the Armada and what happened to them in the Lego world, I did this kind of mockumentary style video years ago. It's been years now. It's been like four years. It is on this channel.
Go watch it.
You can go watch the channel. I actually do dig into some of the lore and some of the stuff around the Armada and my silly theories as to why there's so many of them dead as opposed to living. I mean, there might be more depictions of them dead in Lego Pirates than actually alive. So if you want to watch that video, that is on this channel. You can go scroll down and find it. But so again, now This is my peak like era for like getting into Lego, building Lego, Royal Knights, this era of pirates. And then it bled into the time cruisers and like the Fright Knights, and then things started to kind of fall off the cliff there. But so this set here, the this pirate set with the rope bridge made out of the net. I'm blanking on names for these. I'm not really sure. I can't remember that one.
I feel like maybe Ambush, something Ambush.
Pirates Ambush.
Pirates Ambush.
Right. I think it's Pirates Ambush. So. Hey. We got the little ones coming in here.
So good.
So yeah. Give me 1 second here.
No worries.
It's this.
But this set, I remember purchasing this one. I can't remember if I got it for.
It's too loud. Can
Okay.
you hear it?
You can tell him to turn it down, then he'll help you out. We're a family-oriented show here.
Of course. Family first.
But yeah, so it was this one I remember getting a hold of as it was current as well. And so that was kind of fun to see the Armada guy showing up as the one that's getting trapped here.
He's about to have that drop and about to have a pretty unlucky time with a crocodile.
Yeah.
They're always getting into trouble.
Yes, they are. So, just like my kiddos, you can hear them in the background.
That's it.
We'll see if I can. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to leave to handle anything back there. I did tell them that they needed to be quiet, but
that's all good. I don't mind chatting about some of this if you need to pop off.
But if you want to take the lead here, I can potentially see if I can get you. I'm gonna bring up this one here because this is the golden.
There you go.
The OG, and it comes with 2 more Armada guys.
Yeah. And this is the one that Trick Bricks just mentioned.
Yeah. So if I can go like this, I think if I go like this and then I add this to you. No, that's perfect. Me. No, hang on. I'll just do this. How about we do this? We'll do that. I gotta go handle the children.
No worries. You still that. We'll talk about this.
You can see the chat, right?
Yeah, I've got everything. Right. Yep, no worries.
Talk to the chat.
So 6281 Pirates Perilous Pitfall,
and I'll be right back.
So yeah, this one's a bit weird. I mean, I kind of like it. There's a few things on it that I feel are a little bit weird, but again, it's the blocky parts time, isn't it? Like, what do we think about this? Is it Tricks that mentioned that you needed to get some bits to complete for this set? I'm wondering what we think of it as a whole. The play feature of the falling boulder is interesting. Like, I quite like it as a build, but it is a bit disappointing as a disc sort of shape, especially after the really lovely one that we'll get in the Indians theme for Western that managed to use those inverted grey facets and give us a 3D boulder. I think that would have been a really nice addition to this. The disc as it is, I can kind of see it's fun. It just kind of, I don't know, it feels like it cheapens it slightly for me. Not sure what you think, folks. But yeah, so this one's probably the biggest pirate set for this time. There's some dispute of whether it rivals the Rocky Island Refuge that we've had previously. Personally, I kind of agree with other people that this one isn't quite as good as Rock Island Refuge, even though it comes all this time later. But we do get the Armada guy. And again, this theme of unlucky Armada, he's about to come a cropper with a crocodile. It's a bridge falling on his head. So the Armada are still unlucky. Yo, dude.
Hey, we'll see if that
We were just talking about this particular set and how it measures up in terms of like two other big flagship pirate bases like Rock Island Refuge. And I was just mentioning how the disc-shaped boulder was a little bit disappointing compared to like maybe it was not long later we got that 3D boulder in the Indian set using the inverted facets, almost like a full glow. Something like that could have been really cool here. But obviously with what they had at this time, it's a pretty cool set. I just feel like it feels a little bit mashed together. But no, it's not bad. It's not a bad set. I just need to I do prefer the continuity and composition in something like Rock Island Refuge. And given what they had at the time, it does feel a little bit slapped together. Even just the way that the green base plate meets the blue very abruptly. Without anything to blend in. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm expecting too much from an old 96 set. But I don't hate this, but I don't love it. I don't know if that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, no, I mean, interesting. Yeah, Trick Bricks pulls up probably worst Pirate Island in my opinion. Just feels a bit sparse. Definitely needs more palm trees. Yeah. And then Game Guru popped in and said, definitely missed the sub theme. Always missed the raised base plates. I've never really had too much criticism of this personally. It is a little sparse. I guess it mostly relies on the raised base plate along the back to like kind of carry the set.
Yeah, the biggest structure is that rock tower that's where the boulder's falling. That's your bulkiest sort of build.
Well, I guess what I appreciate is it's like terrain. It's just pirate terrain. So you can actually add a place for the pirates to go. It's not a full-on fort. But it does look like the pirates claimed it. They have a little outpost on the back there. Shipwreck up in the front. So I guess what I like about it is like, it's just like a location. There's two different factions kind of in this area. So it's more of a location like you'd see on the treasure map where to go to look for the treasure as opposed to like, this is our headquarters. So adding out terrain as opposed to like a fort.
Yes, it's not a headquartersy type building at all. You're right. It's something along the way that's been claimed and where there's traps been laid, and probably maybe the initial site where the ship crashed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the Dark Forest Fortress with the wagon being a little rowboat going around the center instead, and the falling rock instead of the falling tree.
Yeah,
and it's in the reverse, right?
Yeah,
and I mean, Trick Brick is right. There should be more palm trees. That's the case with every pirate set,
of course.
But they did actually populate it with a decent amount of palm fronds.
I was going to say, there's not a bad amount of foliage here as I'm looking at it. There's 4 palm leaves aside from the palm tree in other positions. You've got your bush, and then you've got those cool plants, which I actually took.
What do you call those things?
I don't know, but I took one off the. You know when you get like a nice plume on the wheel. Well, I had one of these on the wheel today, which was nice. Special just for a very special build we'll talk about later, but yeah, so there is some nice foliage on there, but you can always have more palm trees in a pirate set, let's face it. Cool cloth flag though, cool cloth torn sail, and then obviously there's the elephant in the room or in the rocks here as it was, which is the red part, the red trapdoor. I think it's just the door that's red, which is there was this in the pirate ship in this wave that also had a red part that are quite expensive, and there's no reason for them to be red. Why you would highlight the danger zone like that, I don't know, but there is a red part on it that's quite rare. I don't know if you ever got to check yours to see if you.
I still haven't checked, but I did buy this on eBay a while back for actually a decent price, and I don't remember if the trapdoor was red because I didn't realize at the time that it was the only set that came with a red trapdoor. Westman says it's not great, way too expensive aftermarket. You never really wanted to get this one. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, well, clearly my chat has turned against me. I love this set. This is one of my favorite pirate sets. The figs, I mean, I love the figures. I love the era of pirates that this comes in. I love the tattered sails that you don't get in other sets.
Yeah. Looking back now, it's amazing. I'd love it, but like I remember at the time, there'd been a distinct feeling that we'd had a drop off in quality somehow, and I don't know whether that was our interpretation of the move to blockier parts. not just burps, but or less parts and more expensive parts and chrome parts, whatever it might have been.
Yeah.
But it definitely felt like there was a bit of a drop off in sort of like compare this to something in its price range, like Message Interceptor base, for example. I know it's a completely different theme and faction, but like a double base plate spread. The amount of stuff, and then it's dripped down and down. But man, yeah, I think it's interesting though. What it lacks in volume, it makes up for in dynamics. You've got your little pier, your rock cliff, your crashed ship. Never understood why the bridge is raising and closing.
Yeah, I've used that technique since. It doesn't make any sense, but I do like it for some reason.
It's great to get
it's kind of dumb.
It's good to get an inclined rope from one place to another. That makes perfect sense. But the one that just kind of opens and closes, it's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it works because it's obviously a rigid piece. But in reality, a drawbridge rope bridge doesn't really work unless you're like thinking like they're rolling it up, and this is just indicating that they're rolling.
Yeah,
throwing it across the gap there, but
something like that. Yeah.
You also get one of those like giant angled crenellation pieces in black here, which is pretty nice. So as far as parts go, I mean, you can say it's sparse or like there's not that much going on here, but if you look at Rock Island Refuge, there's literally nothing going on there. There's nothing inside of it. There's like a trap door in the bottom, and that's it, and like one cannon. So like the amount of things that are happening in this set, if you're a play features guy, obviously this is going to be better. It's just the fact. Now, as far as looks, Rock Island Refuge takes the cake. Obviously, it just looks better.
Yeah, I accept that. I think you're right. I think it's annoying because this potentially would have been outstanding with just a few differences. I think, like you say, you relies a bit too heavily on that base plate. I just feel it's a bit rushed that it jumped straight from a green plate to a blue plate with no blend in. I'm sure that they mean to suggest that the river widens, but I don't know. But like you say, those are just a couple of cons. The pros, there's loads of pros. Like that angled crenellation in black is a great part to have. So
unfortunately,
like I say, I need to love it or hate.
Yeah. James is right. The aftermarket is wretched. You could probably almost part it out cheaper than buying it as a complete set somewhere. And it really comes down to that stupid red trapdoor, which plays into the other set that came out around this time era. It was the I'm trying to remember that small little ship that came with Iron Hook, and it has that red mast piece on the top, like the crow's nest piece. So they were doing some weird stuff with red parts that never then were released again in the same color, and so it makes those two sets, the ship, and for some reason, for the life of me, I'm blanking on the name of that one, and then the trapdoor with this one. Both of those aftermarket. Crossbones Clipper, James Westman, which is crazy because I just got that. That was like a white whale for me, just because, not because I love it. It's not even close to one of the best pirate ships, but it's the era. It's the time frame when I was a kid. This was what was on the shelves in Toys R Us, right? Like, and so I wanted to get the Clipper, and I finally got it. But both of those are stupidly expensive on the aftermarket if you want them complete and accurate, because of those two red parts in each one of those sets. So thank you, James, for pulling that name in there.
Crossbone Clipper. Classic.
I clearly haven't had enough coffee this morning, so I'm still fighting. So anyway, two more Armada guys. Obviously, we probably covered that. You got another dead one here. So there was 3. So, I mean, that's a decent little spread of figs. You got what, 5 alive ones? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 alive ones and a little skelly. Get the King's Crown, which is kind of fun. Kind of adds lore because King Richard's crown may have then become something, of a treasure that the pirates were kind of hoarding or trying to pass around, or maybe it had a magic kind of artifact for the pirate world, because it's in the official lore as part of the treasure that they're trying to capture here on this island.
It's got a vibe that like maybe the islanders were here a bit before this, and that was kind of their little sacred little place.
Is this an old?
The pirates just trampled over everything.
Right.
Killed everyone.
And then maybe this is an old volcano with an unstable rock boulder that can fall through it and stuff like that, because it kind of has a volcano-y looking vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Arto, welcome back, my friend. It's been a while indeed. I love the logo for your channel there. Really like the pirate minifigs in this one. Yeah, I mean, again, we can critique things. Bricklink mined together and substituted the red trapdoor with the black one. You can barely see it anyway.
can't
Yeah,
see
I mean
it,
it's
So true.
and I don't know what mine is. I need to pull it out. I think I found it in a box recently, so I need to just look at it. But yeah, Brooklyn get together, switch the trapdoor out. Don't look for a complete one, or like it's just not worth it. You're probably paying another $80 just for that stupid
red.
trapdoor.
Yeah.
So,
And you could get some Armada figures or some Armada helmets for that much.
or a couple more breastplates. Yeah,
Yeah, two
Get a couple
breastplates.
more chromes. All right, so we've hit actually almost exactly the halfway mark. So we're gonna jump into some mocks. I'm gonna see if my kids will stay out of the video. I appreciate you taking the helm, and I may need you to do that again.
That's fine, dude.
This is one of those in between the holidays. We got the children home and everything. So, so let's jump into the mocks now. We got a couple that I've done here.
Fantastic.
And this was because, like we just saw, there were only two official Armada mocks, or not Armada mocks, Armada sets. So I was like, I wanted to kind of build out this part of the world. That's kind of what we like to do. And that was kind of where I kind of took off on Instagram, was really building out themes that were underrepresented, or ones that felt like they were missing like large chunks of story. And I would start building mocks that looked like official Lego sets to then fill the gaps and kind of build out that that series, right? So this one was one of them. And it's just a little prison island, right, with a little cannon and such on top. And I added, and you can't see it here, and maybe I should have added the background image so you could see the back of the build. But there's like underneath that little golden goblet, the sand opens with a yellow hatch door, and there's like gold underneath.
Oh yeah, there's gold underneath. Yeah, I remember the back picture. I just had a little peruse through the instructions of this one. But it's really nice. What's cool about this is how much you managed to extract from the suggestions that were put in the outpost. So the green 1x1 with the 1x1 square topped plates was a detail we could take away and put into a bigger base if we're going to design one. And then the white and light stone grey in the actual buildings themselves, that colour scheme, aside that jet black a lot cuts through the brick really nicely. So it's cool what you were able to extract just from that little set that we did get to produce something a bit more fleshed out like this. And I really like that. They didn't give you a lot to go by, but you've managed to retain that Armada feel.
Well, that's something like we can talk about. Maybe one time we can do an actual show about like retro set design, but what the key isn't necessarily to build in the exact palette of bricks that came out in that time era, because you can even see right here, I've got a little circular 1x1 here, light blue gray. It's not so much. It's not so much the parts palette as the indications, or like what are the like three things you see in these themes,
suggestions and
suggestions. So it's like, okay, well, it's the little green 1x1s for the railing. It's the blue cannon base, the blue or green cannon base. Obviously, the minifigs add a ton. The yellow and red flags. And so you take those elements you see represented in these, and then you like work them in subtly into something that's built in a similar color scheme. And then, obviously similar parts palette. You don't want to get too crazy with it. But that's kind of a big thing when people ask, like, how do you build in these like older theme styles and make them look the way you do? That's one of the things I just take away the couple of instances in the set that I see and kind of work them into something new. So
man, and I always really like the 4x4 rounded corner yellow bricks as a sand base. Liked it when they first did that with the Rocky Reef set. I can't remember which one it was. The one with the buried treasure and skeleton. But with the way they did it with that one, I really like that, because it's kind of we just come through the printed base plates with islands on, and then we're getting 3D, and you can kind of now we're getting somewhere. I remember the feeling at the time was quite nice. Then they do kind of didn't do as much pirate stuff as you would have hoped. So it's cool that you filled that gap in with these. Gives us all something to build when we love these factions. So this is brilliant.
Right. No, I totally agree with that. My first introduction to these, the big, not cheese wheels, the yellow cheese wheels, the sand, was the Imperial Outpost, the British
Right.
one,
Right. Yeah.
because I got that for Christmas from my grandma like one year, and they built out the side of that with two of them to make that sandbank, and then built the rock over it.
Right.
Parked the boat under it, right, or something along those lines. Maybe the sand was on the other side, but it's been a while since I built it. But so that's these are core memories also, and so I have an advantage, I think over perhaps some people who are just getting into it, or younger people who want to build like this, and they're like, how do you do it? It's like these things have been like implanted in my brain when I was like 12, putting these sets together in the 90s, and so I instantly gravitate towards a piece like that, rounded sand corner piece, just to plop in there and build with it, because it's like instantly I don't even think about it, because that's what I have already.
It's nice. It does loads of things straight away on its own. It looks nice. It gets you up a level. It starts becoming sturdy on your base plate when you've got 4 or 5 of those chocked up together. No, it's a cool bit. I'm a big fan of the bit. Yeah, there is actually a bigger one as well in yellow, which is quite sweet. Like
is that official yellow, or is that a lighter yellow?
Yeah. No, it's official. It's not the bright light yellow. It was very hard to get, but it is the normal. It's because the lighting in here is a bit weird.
Okay.
But it's a bit bright, but this is the normal yellow.
Those are from
and I'm not
Belleville.
sure what they came on. Oh right, okay.
It's gotta be Belleville, right?
On the camera, they look like the lights.
They do, yeah.
But I promise they are actually normal yellow. It's just the light's a bit white, not warm.
All good. But yeah, that is cool. I mean, I would actually be tempted to use the bigger ones on a mock at some point. But
they're just there for a pirate mock. There was a pirate mock I did like a sort of GWP revamp sort of thing of the Smuggler's Shanty, and they used 2 of them as just like an oval to build on, which was quite cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
The color scheme is well achieved here, Jason.
Thank you. Bricks and Figs Collectibles says the 1x3 with clip stud holder for the lamp hits the core memory for parts in the 90s. That is another one. Yeah, see, and it's these little pieces like that space clip, and especially in blue. And I think I may have originally had it in blue on this design and switched it to black just because I wanted to. It just didn't quite fit there for being blue, but you can see it on this one right here. In blue, see?
There you go.
Different lamp style, but the clip is in blue. And so, what I like? Go ahead.
Sorry. They did that sometimes, didn't they? They just whack a blue clip in on the Skulls Eye Schooners, got them as well. Yeah. And now they're worth loads of money.
Right.
Sorry, continue with what
I was just looking at this era of pirates. It's so fitting. And again, maybe I'm gassing it up too much and glazing, but like the era of pirates here, it makes so much sense that this was the end of Lego Pirates.
Yes.
Maybe it is a little blocky. Maybe we fall into the Fright Nights and then Knights Kingdom and Pirates disappears. But like, here's a wrecked ship and it's got a skull on the back. Is that a wrecked, reference to the Skulls Eye Schooner crashed on a rock? The sail's different, but maybe they hung that sail up later. You got another one. It's this. What is this? Okay, well, there's red windows in the back of this ship. Is this one of the another wrecked ship from that era? So all these great pirate ships from the golden age of piracy are now wrecked up on shores. And so like this whole world is scattered with ruined pirate ships. And
there's a lot of like self-referencing from Lego about the lineage gone by, and it helps with feed into the lore creation. We've got to put yourself in the mindset of a kid playing with this. You've got a bit of lore to go from. Right, the world's your oyster now. We can write the story.
So it is a decline. Into it. It's the decline of the golden age of Lego Pirates, and it's spelled out in the bones of the ships that came before.
Sure is.
That's really what's going on here, and I appreciate that, whether it was on purpose or not. What does we got here? We got Game Guru says that dual cannon concept is great. Nice parts use.
On the
a yellow cart build piece on the horse. Oh, let me pull that back up. Yeah, this was the little. This was like a value pack. You'd see this in a value pack. That's just a little.
Brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little carriage, a yellow carriage horse harness.
Breastplate in a poly bag. would have been
Yeah.
what £2 in England in 1996. Pop down Woolworths, get one of them. If I could get a time machine, I could go back and get like 50. And yeah, it'd be winning.
Some people
just need to get
did.
a time machine. Some people, yeah, I know. There's going on boxes full of like brand new unopened stuff. It's like what is happening? But I suppose that some people just clocked on. So
I figured this would be fun to have, just kind of like the Bandit's wheel gun from Wild West or something like that. You could place this again if they had more terrain, but even that Pirates Perilous Pitfall, you could have this little gun like wheeled up on the back of the build or something.
Yeah.
You're about to like wreck some havoc on some pirates with it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. And it was a really nice looking double cannon. In fact, it would be cool to get some of those like mounted on one of the on an Armada base mockers, like little ballistas, kind of get some of those in situ. That might be nice. Or on another ship. It's a really, really cool.
I do like using the little peg to hold up the back with the little the prong hinge. I don't know what that part's called, but
very tasteful. I'm
happy with the
hinge stud bar.
I'm
hinge stud bar.
Hinge stud bar there. So. I'm gonna add to the
black goblets. Black goblets are great as well. They're nice for space stuff too, and little engine fuselage and stuff, as well as the whole castle application.
Totally, I love adding like interesting colored goblets.
Yeah.
So here's the last two.
Whoa.
Yeah, we got the big boys. The heavy hitters are coming in now.
Whoa.
So you have this one, and then we have I think this was like Port Saber. I think I called
Port Saber. Yeah.
This Port Saber.
This one got me.
The one on the, I guess if we're looking at the screen together, it would be the one on the right. The one on the left. Honestly, I designed that like 4 years ago. I don't even know if I remember the name. It's Saber. It's like Armada Island or something.
I was pretty sure it was Port Saber. I was
Port Saber is the one that's got a bit more modern technology.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, this is Armada Cove, the 32 by 32 one.
Armada Cove. So yeah, Armada Cove was built as maybe not as closely as I could have, but very closely to what perhaps a set might have looked like, with a little bit more simplicity in the build style. And then I built the one with the bananas hanging in it and the crane and all this with the flag. I built this one on the right here quite a bit later, and I added quite a bit more modern techniques and a little bit. You got the masonry brick.
Really cool. And also, that roofing technique is so intricate and interesting. But when as a whole, when you zoom out, it's really effective.
It's a little out there. It's a little over parts heavy. But I call this. I have a thing where if I haven't posted in a while, I'll just sit down and like whip something up and call it a throwaway build. Obviously, there's actually a decent amount of detail. I did put some time and effort into this. It's not a throwaway build, but like I call it that sometimes when
it's off the spirit, off the cuff.
Yeah. I'm like, I should probably post something. Let me throw something together and put it up here. So
that's most of my posts.
Yeah. So that's kind of what that one was, but I like the profile of this one and the double crane, the double barrels. I'm always trying to think like, what would have Lego, like if they had kept moving forward, what would they have done just a little bit differently than some of their other sets to add like that unique flair?
Of course.
The double barrel crane with the 2 instead of the 1 with the hook, like making a little apparatus, that you can like, they're on these almost like little pallets that they can move around 2 barrels on the crane instead of just the 1. That was like a fun thing. I thought maybe would be an advancement of the theme for the next wave. Or something like that. So
that's brilliant.
Thank you.
It's very in keeping. It's still in keeping with the Armada Cove one, though. There's certain like that 4x4 curved yellow brick as a base we just talked about. That's there, and also this particular choice of plant appears again. So it's in keeping with. It's almost just like a bit more of a neo classic direction.
Totally.
But yeah, really cool. But I really like the solution for the bunch of bananas. That was it. I remember seeing this 3 or 4 years ago, being quite inspired by a lot of the elements on this. I think I went on and grabbed as many of those blue string winders as I could, because they just seem to fit so well with this faction next to those blue roofs. It's a great design, man.
Thank
you.
The
minifigs are really cool as well, like the female Armada chick there with the helmet on. She's killing it, man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and what's great about like, so you got like neo classic, and then you got like trying to build in like strict classic parts palettes, and I've never really been a strict guy. I like to mix and match. I've got the brown Armada helmet over here. But these little pirate belts from Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, the sword belts. Yeah. Man, I mean, just throwing one of those over an old classic Taurus, it just changes.
Sets it on fire.
You know, yeah. So great. Thanks for the bananas. This was a tricky one to figure out. It never really worked exactly how I was hoping it would, but I wanted the main focus of the set to be a port.
Yeah,
port saver. Trading. I mean, the Spanish Armada. I mean, the Armada, the Spanish were huge in the trading and ports and things like that in the pirate world, and so I did add, you know, the bunch of bananas, and there's actually meat, like dried meat, hanging behind the pillar there, and they have the same little hook for the crane.
Yeah,
you know that you could clip.
Interchangeable with the double barrel.
Yeah. So I wanted to, keep
some modularity there.
I forgot to add the hook on this one though, because I had to render in the rope. It's kind of janky looking, and the flag wasn't. So there's supposed to be a hook on that crane. I think I just forgot. Yeah. But
it's great. So, you can't really tell when.
Don't look too close.
Until you said that. No idea.
We got Googlerus. Larus. I can't.
Google user.
Google
user 3163.
Oh,
I'm trying to see. It could be. I don't know.
Google user. Yeah, you're right. Google user. I'm breaking the word up because I messed with the word Google threw me, and so I couldn't say it.
Oh, I'm with you.
Also, semi-dyslexic. Probably why I can build Lego and can't read. I would always add an Armada skeleton to my pirate sets as a kid.
Yeah.
Those guys really couldn't catch a break. Yeah,
no, they couldn't.
No, they're not doing
unlucky
well
Armada
in the pirate world. Thanks for jumping in, Google user. Now I know how to talk, so here we are. Let's see. Off the coast of Florida, says Bricks and Figs Collectibles. Yeah, for sure. And what do we got? We got Nate jumping in. I'll have to watch this from the start. So late today, beautiful build with the white and the blue. Wow. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Yeah. I mean, we're about a little over halfway in here. But yeah, so these are the other two big ones. Would you want to pull up? Because I gave you the instructions, and if you guys are interested, sure. You can download the instructions from my PDF shop if you wanted to build this one here and the little one, this one right here. As well. Those are available if people wanted to get into that. I threw this at him yesterday and he built this. So let me pull this full screen because this is
a joyous build.
And I haven't actually seen this built physically.
Well, I've never done it. So. Read them and weep. Now, a couple of things straight off the bat for you guys with the keen eye. I'll be like, right. With the grey here, I just couldn't lay my hands on a white one in time. I had to do this build in like 3 hours or something crazy. And the most obvious thing is that it's not a gate that raises. I changed it out for the ones like similar that came on Eldorado Fortress Remake, but in black. I actually quite like the look of them as well. Now I've done that, but
cool.
I just realised that I hadn't got the enough in white of the pillar. 2x5 supports with the groove down the middle to slide the thing up. I needed 6 of them, so they're on order. I've ordered about 50 of them. They'll be here for that. That didn't cost me much at all, so that's sorted. I never want to be in that situation again. I think I was thinking too much about Dragon Masters and Royal Knights when I was collecting them, and I didn't really think about Imperial factions. So anyway, I've got those now, so that's sorted. I'm a white flag missing off the top. And I have got some green cannons somewhere in the collection, but again, like this piece, I was on a time limit, so I just whacked these off an available mock that I had. But apart from that, everything is exactly as per, and you can see that Jason's instructions, he's got all fantastic filled out interior. Again, some of my interior is different. I've added some of my nice bottles and stuff there's a suggestion of everything included in Jason's instructions. He's got some really nice brown seats. I just couldn't. There are a few bits I couldn't lay my hands on, but the general structure is there. And I've got to say, it was a really enjoyable build, and it looks just through my camera right now is not doing it justice. It looks fantastic in real life. It's great.
Thanks, man.
So,
I appreciate it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time and finding the parts and making that all happen for the show.
No problem. It was great fun.
And you know, that's another note that maybe I would say. Here, I'll pull this back up here. No, thanks for showing that off, man. That's so cool.
Problem,
it's fun to see it. It's fun to see it in the in IRL, you know, yeah, in real life, seeing that, and especially turning it around, seeing some of the interior. There's a little skeleton down in the bottom that you can hide in the rocks.
There's actually a sliding door that's really cool.
Yeah, I was hoping that worked because again,
it
this
works.
Was digital
So
build.
I can give you a confirmation.
Okay, hang on. Let me jump in here again. Take a look here.
I'm telling you that it worked, and then
it's get stuck.
Bit fiddly. Oh no, it does. It works.
Okay.
There you go. So here's the sliding door there, and that slides across, and there's your skeleton.
And then you slide it, and it opens the little secret entrance.
Get in. Yeah, and I've committed the cardinal sin of having a stiff-armed new skeleton, which are very bad. You need a floppy arm skeleton. So obviously, after the show, I'll be going through all my nice boxes of parts with a fine-tooth comb and making it legitimate. But for the most part, it's there, and it's lovely, and I can't wait to park my Armada boat on it.
Awesome.
And
yes.
Park my little Armada boat.
Do you have a little? Sorry. Do you have a little story about that Armada boat?
Okay, so basically, it's not necessarily about the boat itself, although I had the sails done custom in the size, same dimensions as the trading post ship. In fact, most of this build is the same as that. But I had my guy print on the Armada pattern instead of the trading port one.
Love it.
And the story about this one is just basically how I managed before I dark aged. I'll just pull the boat back up again while I tell the story. Before I dark aged, my mum she didn't throw away my Lego. She gave away all my Lego. So it went to a really good cause, but I wasn't aware of it at the time. And all I had out in my old room was one pirate ship, which was from the reissues in 2009.
Yes.
And somehow, when I was sort of early 20s, I thought on enough to pull these figures out, these Armada figures. So the green guy, the other guy with the breastplate who's just on the base at the moment with the rarer torso.
Yes.
Those were in the back cabin of that 2009 pirate ship, just hanging out in there, along with one Johnny Thunder.
No way.
For some reason. And
preserved them.
And those three Armadas. So even though I lost everything, I mean, like both the harbours, all loads of castle stuff, loads of pirate stuff. Even though it all Blacktron Bay, just Ice Planet, you name it, it was all in there. It would have been thousands worth. Anyway, it went to a good cause, so we don't dwell on that. And I've got it all back now ×5, so it doesn't matter. but yeah, it's just funny because I remember opening it and going, as if I had the nous to save them, because obviously now they're very expensive, and I would hate to not have one of those and be scratching around to recollect one. So I'm really glad that I kept them.
That's awesome.
So, and now my boat goes really well in the in the corner of this beautiful base that you've built, Jason.
There you go. Now see, that's the whole point. That was the whole point.
I have the Armada trading port, basically.
I wanted the cove. See, look at that. There you go. You got the whole little setup. And that's the whole point of it, was to build a little base for them, because they never had one in real life except for that tiny little green door guy. So
we got one now.
We got one now. We got a port, and we're going to get more because we're going to jump into your builds.
Yeah, for sure. But I would, just to top this off, I would suggest that that was one of the most user-friendly instructions I've ever worked with. A really, really nice pace, really handy outlines around which parts are going where at which stage. Not too much on one page, but not too little. It didn't really walk me through as if I didn't know anything. It was kind of felt like the old school instructions, but with a little added help. It was a really nice building experience, and I do recommend, if anyone's buying from Jason's instruction store, you can buy in the confidence that those instructions have been really well put together and there's consideration for each stage. It also doesn't get boring at any point. It jumps around a little bit, so you get to start coming at it from 3 different angles over the macro of the build. So it was very enjoyable. It would have been more enjoyable if I wasn't rushing to try and get it done for this show. There was a point there about 3 o'clock in the afternoon where I was like, whoa, we might not make it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so really well done. Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yeah, no, that's part of the reason why my instructions take so long to build is I'm not just having an auto generator do it. My call outs aren't covering the images, like everything is visible. All the pop out boxes and everything, all the arrows are in the right. Like I put a decent amount of time into them to make them very, very user friendly. Very
well, it shows.
Yeah, so I actually care a lot about when I'm building a piece of instruction, manual or whatever. Yeah, I care a lot about how it goes together, how it looks. I want it to look good. I want it to feel good, and people have said that they are good quality instructions. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So you can buy with confidence if you want to get a hold of these.
Yeah, it just dropped that on me yesterday, and I was able to get it done for today. So that speaks for itself, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right, we're gonna jump into this one. This is the build from Retro Space Codes, his addition to the Armada world. And I can rotate it and you can jump to slides. Just let me know.
No worries.
So
that's fine.
First one on
yeah. So this is this one was quite a little bit more recent actually. So again, just thinking about the palette that was been used on the Armada. So a bit like Jason's, who've got this idea of these blue roofs. I mean, if you look at the ship hull of that Imperial ship, you've got that white, and then you've got that blue on the edging. So that's what gives us an indication of a potential color scheme there. So that's kind of where that came from, and I'm presuming that Jason, you kind of had a similar idea.
Absolutely.
But then with this one, I've tried to incorporate some more elements from that ship, like the green curved rails at the front, and then I really like this new element, this more recent Lego element that's come out in green, which is the 1x4x2 curved arch that sits nicely in the middle of the 1x6 arch, and then if you come in front of it with the alternative shape arch, you can get an even different effect still. So I've quite enjoyed toying around with them in this build as well. But it's something similar, really, just a little outpost that's obviously more developed than the normal Armada Sentry, and you've got that trade. It's very, very inspired by Jason's, really. But I have tried to. There's almost like a little bit of Woodsman vibe going on at the back corner as well. It's more of a castle type outlook, and then you've got this roof on here. But like I've not been afraid to chuck in like a bold red, because as one thing that I'm sure a lot of us will remember from that Armada flagship is that it's kind of multicolored. You've got red, blue, white, yellow, green. There's a lot going on there color wise, and I think they threw it at us in a bit more of a sickly fashion on that ship. So I've tried to mute it a little bit, but still, not afraid to chuck in a bit of red here and there. What else about this one? So some black doors from Western or Fright Nights. I'm not quite sure where they came from, but the black doors at the top just to add some difference again.
The black ones might have come from Knight's Kingdom.
Oh, there you go.
Fortress, perhaps.
Knight's Kingdom, and then I've kind of done a little homage to the old Armada Sentry at the front here. We've got this time we've got a crazy Spanish guy with a cannon on his boat that makes absolutely no sense, but we're going to do it anyway because you know what? It's the Armada, and this guy's
Lego Pirates
blasting around the bay in this bad boy. And then I quite like the raft design. It falls somewhere in size. The pirate bit somewhere between. That first lovely raft with the first mate and the yellow 1x1 rounds, and the Renegades raft, somewhere between those lies something of this size, and I've gone too deep with the pips at the bottom.
I was going to point that out. That was one of my favorite features of this is the different sized rounds for the raft. It's one of those like simple things that
it's just a suggestion that they've cobbled it together from some different bits just to add a bit of realism, but quickly and easily. Another couple of elements I really like sneaking into this one. Oh, sorry, mate, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, just focusing on that raft quickly again. It totally, because branches and things that these rafts are supposedly made of logs and stuff, they're all going to be different sizes.
Yeah.
So the way you just like cobbled them in and like have them sticking out at little like different depths. It's just perfect. I really love it. But it also, what's interesting is it also looks classic. Like they made all of their uniform in the rafts that they built.
Well, because I've used I've just done the subtractive thing. So I just take one away. So like on the end on that corner there with the 1x1 round, I just take that one away, and that can be the bit that sticks out. So you get that classic element from not having too much parts and stuff.
Nope, I really like the raft. Not that that's the main focus, but I do love.
Oh, and I used the metallic gold helmet on one of these guys, but he's got the green torso on from the original, and a black Magisto's beard. What a crazy Spaniard he is! Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to. I was always been inspired by mixing the minifigs up, changing some heads and trousers, and creating some different, more unique guys. I think actually one of the handmate, the guy operating the crane's got Admiral Woodhouse's face on this one. So
I see
there's all sorts going on.
You gotta mix them up. That's part of the fun of the build is adding new figs and using old parts to make new figures. I've had comments on like some of the Instagram, builds that I posted. People are like, I love the figs, I love the use. It's crazy. Like a lot of the Wild West ones, you go back and see the prospectors and all of those figures. A lot of them are pretty much in the same time frame as far as torsos and heads. But I mixed them, so.
What's your favorite classic head then, Jason?
Favorite classic head? Oh man. I don't know. One that I use a lot is the little pirate, the patch guy from Wolfpack and Pirates.
Yeah.
Just the classic black hair, black patch.
I think you use this guy. You use this guy quite a lot as well.
Dude, I love that one. I forgot. Yeah. The little, there he is. The little red bearded Black Knights guy.
Yeah, that head is so versatile. You could put him in everything from Castle to Ice Planet. It just works, doesn't he?
He's great. I put that guy in a lot of stuff. The patch guy is a big one. I'm trying to think, what are those other ones? I mean, the classic smile always comes in handy.
Yeah.
But yeah, the go-tos are going to be the patch guy, that red bearded dude. All of the what are the guys? The admirals? No, the second in command guys with the red and black beards with the little tricorn hats. That always show up on the Imperial. I use a lot of those heads. I mix those guys in a lot.
And they're in cavalry as well, those are, aren't they?
Yep.
They suit, where Lego used a lot of those heads, it's funny how Lego's just incidental choice at the time became the staple for such iconicism for all of us in the subsequent 30 years. It's just like really weird how that can have such an imprint. You really stir that up and awaken that with some of those mocks and those minifigs. So yeah, great job, and that definitely inspired some of what I've been doing here. I think there might be one more as well.
Yeah, I got another one. We're gonna pop on here. Let's see.
Very quickly.
This one.
So this was one of the first Armada mocks that I made, and this one was just, I don't make much stuff that hinges, and every now and again I just like to challenge myself to make a small hinged piece just to make sure that I'm still exercising my muscles and mind with the system and the way things work. And I think a hinged build is a good way to kind of do that and strengthen your relationship with the brick.
Yeah.
forces you to think about all these different things.
Let me show you it closed so we can jump back and forth. So there it is. So you're talking about the hinge, and so it is a different build style. You have to really think about it, and I'll get lost halfway through, forget I hinged it, and put some beautiful piece of architecture that just and then smacks into something else. I have to rebuild the whole corner or whatever. I do that. I know
exactly that one. I know. I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that. I feel like everyone else plans it out so that doesn't happen. So that's reassuring, because that happens to me from time to time. But with this one, I wanted to use some dark colors. I've collected a bit of dark. See, with my mocks that I release on my Instagram, most of the stuff that I design, most of the mocks that I make with the mindset of, these are parts that I've got in the collection. So most of the things that I make, I could make. And I tried to keep it like that. I'm almost like laying down the blueprints for when I do get a run of days free in the Lego room to build in real life, which is always the favorite. But it's a rarity to be able to do that, like I have done today with your piece. But so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. And I think around this time I'd collected a lot of dark blue and a lot of dark green, certainly dark green arches and things. So I just wanted to incorporate that. And when I was thinking about factions and colors, the Armada sprung to mind, because they lend themselves well to multicolored designs. Yeah. So, and then the dark green boat as well. So I thought it suited them quite well when I tested a few factions with this build. So I went with the Armada. So this one's a little bit different. This one,
I like it. I like the cobble stone. I like the edge of the dock there coming around the side of the plate, the arches that hold up the foundation. This feels very much like, something that if they ever made a remake, maybe this would look similar. It's definitely got more of a modern or neoclassic, I guess.
Neoclassic, yeah. The
Versus,
old meets the new kind of thing.
Well, and here's a good example of, this one's much more classic, grounded in the old parts palette. This one's like what you might see if they rebooted this theme or something, right?
Yeah.
Like when they did the 2009 Pirates.
Yes, yeah.
Or the 2014.
Yeah. Something
similar, actually.
Yeah,
they had similar stuff going on. Yeah,
I think it's probably a bit subconsciously inspired by a bit of that stuff as well. If you look at the right side of this one that's on screen now, that's kind of the outpost, the Armada Sentry revamped, just that half, and then you've got this whole other half with the doors and the upstairs. So and then it closes.
I see what you're saying.
It's just like a luxury version of the Armada Sentry.
Right. Well, I like that. We have this juxtaposed against that, and then you have this one where you got similar concept where it's the older style on the left and then a more updated maybe style of parts use on the right, which is fun to jump into. Interestingly enough, they still have that feel of just classic goodness. All of them, they catch the imagination for that old school style, or just like it's more of a vibe, I guess you could use that word, or like a spirit of the old,
for sure,
classic pirate stuff. Let me pull up a couple of comments here. We got crazy that the green doors never appeared on another set. That is actually
crazy.
I have 2 pairs, I think. So like even me, I don't even know if I could build all of the mocks that I've used the green doors on, as far as designs go. And then Bricks and Figs Collectibles says Old Bones minifig characters. When we were talking about those character creation favorite heads and stuff like that, Old Bones has a lot of Fright Nights that he uses in his pirate mocks and stuff like that. So check out Old Bones on Instagram if you ever get a chance. You follow him, I think, right?
Yeah, I follow Old Bones. It's brilliant stuff.
Yeah,
I follow as much as I can see, but sometimes the algorithm doesn't chuck me something till months after it. Like I'm thinking, why haven't I found this before?
Yeah. Old Bones is a newer account, kind of popped up in the last couple of months, and I shared some of his stuff. And man, it's nostalgic. He does a great job with the Photoshop, like old boxes, art, and stuff like that. The old magazine, 2-page spreads. And stuff. So, got the swooshable. It's swooshable. And then Trick Bricks, going back to here, says loves this layout of this one here.
Thanks, man.
Referring to this one right here. Yeah,
I appreciate that. It's just something a little bit different, to something kind of, So
real quick, let's see. What was I going to say? I was going to pull up a thought. I had a thought that just disappeared, but I do like this. I was going to talk about the dark green accents around the tops and around the edges of this. That's what I think pulls this a little bit more into the modern day. As far as style is some of that dark green and the dark colors. Of course, if you're pulling dark colors, blue, dark red, dark green, into any mocks, you're going to pull it a little further down the timeline because of the parts that dark colors didn't exist back then, but I like this use of it really quite a bit here. The dark blue boat, of course. That's kind of nice. I like it because it does give it like, oh, well, what if this came out a little later,
Yeah. And I think as well, like thinking about shelf pieces, like sometimes when I'm designing, I think to myself, well, I haven't got unlimited space to just build these huge things. So sometimes I like to start with a small build, but cram in as much as I can, like double, sometimes even triple layering up walls for different textures, just to get some nice parts used, but also so it's there. And then a hinge is another good way to achieve that, because you can tuck it away and put it in the shelf and then pull it out and open it when you want to put it on focus, sort of thing.
Totally. I get that completely. What I was going to say originally, I just remembered, is Lego has kind of introduced more recently over the last couple of years the unclipping of a set where it clips together.
That's it.
So Lion Knight's Castle does that, where you can unclip the 2 sections, and by doing so, it reveals like caves and like entrances and other parts down below that you can't access when it's closed. So that's another technique if you don't love hinging things.
Yeah, well, I've done a bit of that with my Riverman's Castle,
Okay.
which is like kind of like what I've done here. I did with that kind of neo take on your Rogue's Tavern sort of style. I tried to do something a bit different, but sort of inspired by that. And that one actually clips together, revealing an inside space. But I just use technique pins because that's the way I used a lot of them, so it was secure, and I used the black friction ones, not the wobbly. But I quite like it that way. But that's just what I'm used to. I'll take the clips. It's just I don't have a bunch of those. You know, the bit that receives the clips, the 1x2, and it's got some
with the peg in the middle of the bar.
Yeah. I haven't got a great load of those in stock, so I'll just veer to the pin system. But maybe when I update the collection, we can go down that road as well.
Yeah, it's actually a nice solution, and it's one that people haven't used. It seems like till more recently, once Lego's kind of made it official with several of their sets. I think they've used that system now, where you can clip off these chunks and get inside. Yes. I mean, I used it for the Bricklink Design Program submission for the Skulls Island. The whole front of that island just comes off. And instead of trying to finagle some sort of stacking modular system or like a hinge, the back has like 2 hinge sections, but the front, I was like, how do I get people inside the treasure cave underneath and all that? Just unclipped it. Just pops it right
it's
off.
Really good. It works really well. Anyway, it's kind of a modular system. It's just a different kind of a modular approach.
So anyway, just as far as mock talk, that's a fun. That's kind of, we were considering calling the show, I think, Mock Talk.
So that gives you an insight into where we're coming from, anyway. Because but this is the stuff that we're doing, isn't it? This, when you're doing this stuff all the time, it's these things come up, so it's good to talk about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's been another episode. I think we're kind of wrapped it up. We got to show off some of our builds. We got to talk about one of my favorite sub themes of Lego Pirates. I will build more Armada mocks in the future.
I recommend your own mock.
Yeah.
It's a great build, Jason.
I should build my own mock. Yeah, in real life. Yeah, the one that I designed there.
You had a great time.
I'm going to make some more designs for sure for Armada.
What's your storage situation like? Have you got access to build stuff, or have you got a lot in storage still?
I'm working. Yeah, I got 2 storage units that are full. Cool, but I'm going to move all of that over to one of my buddy's places. He has an extra room, and get them out of the storage. Stop paying the stupid storage fees. And we'll figure it all out. And I'm going to try to kind of pull most of the building brick stuff into the place I'm living now.
Yes,
have access to build and then put like sets and boxes.
Your sets can. That's kind of the way I've got it in here. Like the other side of this wall here is like the message interceptor base, mega core magnetizer, castles. But I just buried them in totes and in baggies because I'm just kind of leaving them in the pitch black so they can't. Well, just to try and preserve them.
Keep them away from the sun.
That's it. But yeah, it's been nice to have the curtains open in here today while I was building actually and let a bit of daylight in because this is normally total blackout. This room because of
the Lego den. Yeah,
all the Lego in there. Yeah, but so yeah, man. No, it's been a great show. This is a beloved faction to my heart, and I'm really, really glad that we got to talk about just the Armada, not the year. Just the Armada that I really like that we got to do that because they deserve it and they didn't give us much, but like you say, to round it off and bring us back to where we came from, it is kind of like the Dark Forest of Pirates. You've convinced me. I totally see that comparison and I agree with that comparison. And there's a multifaceted reason for why that's a good comparison, but I think we've covered it. So
I think so. Yeah, the limited release, right? Even the type of set, kind of going with that.
The minifigs being really expensive, and now in retrospect,
some special parts and things. Yeah. I just wanted to bring back the poster here. I really would love to get one of these for the wall back there. I love this poster so much. I love that the pirates are all caught up in the net hanging from the rigging. You can't quite see it, but it's at the top of the image. And let's see, a couple of things.
Nice one, Trick Bricks. Nice one, Space It. And nice time, Bricks and Vegetables.
Here, let's pull these guys.
Well, nice one, everyone. Really, it's.
Sometime I'll steal the name Mock Talk Now, so yeah. Well, hey,
No, well,
I'll be a guest on
there.
your talk show if you start one up. Fantastic designs, fellas. Thanks for the time and sharing. Appreciate it. Bricks and Fix Collectibles and Trick Bricks. Another fun stream, guys. Hope you all have a happy new year.
You too.
Yep. Go ahead.
No, you were just about to say the
I
right
was
thing.
just going to say on that note, happy new year, guys. Hopefully you guys have a good time. Party hardy, do the things. Next week we'll do another surprise show. I didn't have time to put together a slide for that, and I do want to welcome the people who have subscribed over the last week. We're pushing 630 something, so that's great. We've got another
that's amazing
5 or 10 that filtered in over the week. So I do appreciate you guys being here. If you want more content from us, you can check us out on Instagram. There's some links below, and I'll get on adding Jim's links as well, so we can get that going. But
no worries.
Share, leave a like, watch it back, play it in the background while you build. Get us those views. Let's get up to 1,000 followers on.
And get yourselves onto the brick stop and get those instructions for the Armada stuff. It is well worth it. I had a great time today.
I appreciate that, man. All
Shameless plug.
Hey, man, it's our show. We can plug whatever we want. Thanks for the inspiration, says Michael D'Souza Cruz. Have a good night. Have a good night in the UK and a great morning here in the United States. And we will see you guys next week on another show.
Awesome, dudes. Take care.
Take it easy, guys.